these people work for 10 years, 20 years to create a perfect new global currency, only to have government pass one law that says, yo, that's all ours now.
That's
We now control.
That's the beautiful part.
I get it, and I know, and this is just me playing advocate here.
No, I got a great answer for that.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So the answer to that question is no government can ban it successfully, because where one country fails at accepting it, if the US is like, fuck crypto, you're going to go to jail. Switzerland is going to be like, come right on in.
I'm not as worried about
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why?
Why? Because they want their businesses to be built in that country. They're like, oh, economic power, more for us. Great. You fucked up the opportunity. Now we're going to build it in our country. So the whole world cannot systematically ban it, because where one country doesn't want it, 10 others will be like, please come to us.
What about when the entire ecosystem becomes decentralized,
right?
Where that money is equal in weight in any country, and now now you have a ban that is a global ban, essentially.
It won't happen. Countries compete with each other for economic dominance. And so one country, if they ban it, another country will be like, well, if you don't want these trillions of potential dollars of business like growth, we'll have it.
Okay.
So it'll never happen.
What about just taking them?
They can't take them. As long as you have your private key, which is this like string of numbers, which you could literally memorize in your head. I mean, it'd be really hard to, but you write them down on a piece of paper, you hide them somewhere. And as long as you have that number, there is no physical wallet that you could have that if you lost or was destroyed, that you couldn't recover your Bitcoin from the blockchain.
Got it.
What about hackers?
And what happens if you lose that number, or that number?
Then
gets
it's gone
compromised?
forever. Yeah.
So this
So the
could really fucking murder you. I got it.
wait. so the solution to that we're working on right now, and by we I don't mean like me and my team.
Yeah.
I don't mean like we, but like people that are way smarter than me. They're working on biometric identification, right?
Okay.
It's like your thumbprint.
Oh,
Right?
cool.
So it's like it'll be attached to your identity somehow.
Okay.
So instead of a long ass string of numbers, it'll be like, yeah, just put your thumb right here.
Yeah, because I know some people who have gotten fucked.
Yeah,
they
like
lost
I-
they lost their key,
Yes.
Or hacked. Like I'm looking at
compromised via some sort of.
So there's a difference between leaving your money on the blockchain and leaving your money on an exchange like Coinbase or Gemini.
Okay.
Because hackers can hack the exchanges, but they can't hack blockchain. They've tried for 12 years now, 13 years almost.
Give it time.
There is literally hundreds of billions of dollars at stake. That is the biggest honeypot we've ever had ever, and they've not been able to crack it.
You don't think they'll figure out a way? And,
One 11-year-old.
There's only one way that we can crack it right now, and that is quantum computing, which we don't have. It's like perpetually 10 years away.
But that's what I'm just getting at. It's like it's perpetually 10 years away, but like eventually it won't be. Eventually quantum
what I'm saying.
computing
Give it
will
time.
happen.
But there's a
And
solution for that too, for Bitcoin. Like there's literally a backup plan. You know what it is?
no.
You've heard of it. You've heard of it. I'm sure you've heard of it. It happened in 2017.
entering the Dyson sphere.
Type 3.
Type 3.
It splits. The chain splits.
Halving.
Not the halvening, no.
Halvening.
You split the blockchain.
You split the blockchain into two different coins, where one path is the hacked one, which is the original. What we have right now is called the SHA-256 cryptographic algorithm. That's like the security that backs Bitcoin, right? So it would split into two separate chains, where one of them would be the one that was quantum hacked, and the other one could be based on a completely new set of cryptographic rules that is not quantum computing hackable, which is completely different, based on like different mathematics. Like
Who initiates the split?
it's the miners. So remember that those people that like solve the Rubik's Cube? Basically, it's the equivalent of them saying like, fuck these Rubik's Cubes. Let's go to these other ones right here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you own one, or let's say 10 Bitcoin on one chain and it splits, you will own 10 on both.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
And then there will just be a drop in.
And there will be a consensus. Yeah, probably that one will like lose value.
Yeah.
But the consensus model will go with the new chain that is still functional.
Gotcha.
So it's like it can't really be destroyed, because when one gets destroyed, it splits into a different one. And so the natural next question that people ask is like, well, why can't you just like copy the chain? Like what happens, what stops the government or anyone else just copying the code of Bitcoin because it's public? Like why can't we make a duplicate of Bitcoin?
Right.
And the reason we can't is because Bitcoin is not just the code itself. It is what's called a network effect. Those are all the businesses that are built on it, all the miners, all the people that are involved. You can't replicate that. You can't copy paste that. You can copy paste the code, but all the support and the infrastructure that is running Bitcoin cannot be replicated by a copy paste job.